Have you always believed that the more you walk after 70, the healthier you'll be? What if I told you that too much walking at this age could silently wear down your body instead of strengthening it? A study in the Journal of Geriatrics revealed something shocking. Seniors who pushed themselves beyond safe limits were nearly 30% more likely to suffer from accelerated joint problems, unexpected fatigue, and even falls. Picture this for a moment. A 74-year-old man, admired in his neighborhood for his discipline, proudly walked over 12,000 steps every single day. At first, he felt invincible. But within a year, his knees were in constant pain, and simple tasks like climbing the stairs became a struggle. What he thought was protecting his health was quietly taking it away. So let me ask you, is walking too much after 70 helping you, or could it actually be hurting you? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover the hidden dangers that no one warns seniors about, and more importantly, I'll share practical wellness tips to keep your body strong, your joints safe, and your energy steady for years to come. One of the first and most painful dangers of walking too much after 70 is something we often ignore until it's too late: joint overload. Our knees, hips, and ankles have carried us faithfully for decades. They've absorbed every step, every hill, every staircase. But after 70, the cushioning cartilage in those joints is thinner, the recovery is slower, and the margin for error is much smaller. I remember meeting Margaret, a 72-year-old woman who believed walking was her key to independence. Every morning, she walked over 4 miles around her neighborhood. At first, it was invigorating. She felt alive, proud, and even bragged about how many steps her tracker showed each day. But within months, she began to feel sharp twinges in her knees. She ignored them, telling herself it was just stiffness. Soon, the pain spread to her hips, and what was once her symbol of freedom became a source of dread. Doctors later explained that the constant pounding had accelerated the wear and tear on her joints. Instead of strengthening them, she was grinding them down. This doesn't mean seniors should stop walking. Far from it. Movement is essential. But the secret lies in balance and protection. Shorter, more frequent walks are far kinder to the joints than long marathons on hard pavement. Choosing softer surfaces like grass, trails, or tracks can absorb impact. Supportive footwear with proper cushioning makes an enormous difference. And perhaps most importantly, alternating walking days with low-impact exercises like swimming, gentle cycling, or yoga allows your joints to recover instead of collapsing under constant pressure. Think about it. Your joints are not replaceable parts on a machine. Once they're damaged, life becomes limited in ways you never imagined. So ask yourself, are you pushing your knees harder than they can handle? Or are you pacing yourself to keep them strong for the long run? The second danger of walking too much after 70 is not always visible. It hides inside the body. Fatigue that lingers for days, shortness of breath that feels unusual, or a racing heart that doesn't slow down as quickly as it used to. These are quiet warnings that the heart and body are being pushed beyond their safe limits. Take Harold, a 75-year-old retired engineer. He loved his daily routine of long walks in the park. At first, it felt energizing. He would return home refreshed, proud of hitting 10,000 steps. But over time, Harold noticed something troubling. Instead of feeling stronger, he began waking up tired, his legs heavy, his chest tight after climbing just a few stairs. At first, he brushed it off as normal aging. But one afternoon, after a long walk in the summer heat, Harold fainted on the sidewalk. His doctor later explained that his heart had been under constant strain. The long walks, without enough rest and hydration, were quietly overworking an organ that needed more care, not more pressure. This doesn't mean walking is unsafe. The danger comes when seniors mistake quantity for quality. Pushing for high step counts or long distances may look good on paper, but can leave the heart gasping for recovery. Instead, the wiser path is to walk in moderation. 30 minutes at a steady, comfortable pace is often far more beneficial than chasing numbers. Adding simple breathing exercises, staying hydrated, and resting when the body signals fatigue are just as important as the walk itself. Think of your heart as a trusted companion that has worked tirelessly for over 70 years. It doesn't need to be tested to its breaking point. It needs to be protected, supported, and respected. Because when the heart is overstrained, the cost is not just fatigue, it can shorten the very life those long walks were meant to extend. The third hidden danger of walking too much after 70 can change a life in an instant. Falls, a stumble, a slip, or a sudden loss of balance might not seem like much when we're young. But after 70, one fall can mean weeks in the hospital, months of recovery, or even the loss of independence altogether. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a 78-year-old grandmother who adored her daily walks. Her neighborhood knew her as the lady with the sun hat and the friendliest smile. She often walked for over an hour, proud that she could still keep up. But one day, fatigue caught up with her. On her way home, her legs trembled just slightly as she crossed the uneven sidewalk. In a split second, she tripped and fell forward. The result? A fractured hip. What was supposed to be her wellness routine ended up taking away her ability to walk unassisted for nearly a year. This story isn't rare. The truth is, as the body ages, balance naturally becomes less steady. Muscles that once reacted instantly now take longer to respond. Fatigue from long walks makes the risk even greater. Even familiar paths, sidewalk cracks, curbs, or wet leaves become hazards when the body is pushed past its limits. So what's the safer way forward? Instead of pushing distance, focus on stability. Shorter walks with good posture, a walking stick or poles for extra support, and sturdy shoes with non-slip soles can make a world of difference. Adding simple balance exercises at home, like standing on one leg near a chair, or gentle Tai Chi, can strengthen the body's ability to prevent a fall before it happens. Think about it. A walk should leave you refreshed, not fearful. It should protect your independence, not put it at risk. The goal after 70 isn't how far you can walk. It's how safely and confidently you can keep moving every day. The fourth danger of walking too much after 70 is something most seniors never see coming: the quiet weakening of the immune system. Yes, movement is vital, but when the body crosses the line from exercise into overexertion, it doesn't grow stronger, it actually grows more vulnerable. I once spoke with Linda, a 73-year-old who prided herself on her discipline. Rain or shine, she never missed her morning walk, often clocking over 5 miles a day. Her friends admired her dedication, calling her the healthiest in the group. But then, something unexpected happened. Linda started catching colds more often. A small cough lingered for weeks. Her body ached even when she hadn't walked. What she didn't realize was that by pushing herself daily without enough rest or recovery, she was slowly wearing down her immune defenses. Her body was spending so much energy repairing tired muscles and joints that it had little left to fight off infections. Science supports this. Studies show that while moderate walking boosts immunity, chronic overexertion has the opposite effect. It increases inflammation, disrupts sleep quality, and makes it harder for the body to resist illness. The very habit Linda believed was protecting her longevity was quietly putting her health at risk. The better approach is rhythm, not relentless effort. Alternate days of walking with lighter activities, gentle stretching, chair yoga, or even mindful breathing exercises. Listen to your body's signals. If fatigue lingers or soreness lasts longer than usual, it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that rest is needed. Pairing walking with proper nutrition and hydration also helps the immune system recover, keeping you resilient instead of run down. Here's the truth. Health after 70 isn't about proving strength through endurance. It's about harmony. By respecting the limits of your body, you allow it to keep defending you for today, tomorrow, and all the years you still deserve to live with strength and peace. The fifth danger of walking too much after 70 isn't in the walk itself. It's in what happens afterward. Many seniors forget that recovery is just as important as movement. Muscles, joints, and bones that have carried us for decades need care, not just constant demand. When we skip recovery, the damage slowly builds until one day the body simply refuses to keep up. Let me share the story of Robert, 76, who prided himself on never missing a step. Every evening, he walked laps around his block, determined to stay young by staying active. But what Robert didn't realize was that after each walk, his joints were swelling slightly, his muscles were crying out for rest, and his body was asking for hydration and stretching. Instead of listening, he pushed on, day after day, with no cool down, no joint care, no breaks. Within a year, his knees were so inflamed he needed cortisone shots just to manage the pain. Walking hadn't failed him, his lack of recovery had. The truth is, joints after 70 are like delicate hinges. They'll still carry you gracefully, but only if you oil them with care. That means taking time to stretch your legs after a walk, elevating your feet when you get home, or even applying a warm compress to soothe tired muscles. Simple joint-supporting habits like staying hydrated, eating foods rich in omega-3s, and wearing cushioned shoes can turn daily walking from a source of wear and tear into a source of renewal. Think of it this way. A car that runs every day without maintenance eventually breaks down. Your body is no different. The more love you give your joints in recovery, the longer they will love you back by keeping you steady, mobile, and free. So don't just focus on how far you can go. Focus on how well you help your body heal afterward. That's the real secret to staying strong after 70. So let's pause for a moment and take this all in. Walking after 70 can be one of the best gifts you give your body, but only when it's done wisely. Too much, and the very habit meant to protect your health can slowly harm it instead. We've seen how joint overload and knee pain can steal mobility, how hidden fatigue and heart strain can drain energy, how falls can take away independence in an instant, how overexertion can weaken the immune system, and how neglecting recovery leaves your body fragile instead of strong. The truth is, the secret isn't in chasing step counts or pushing further every day. It's in balance. Walk with joy, not pressure. Protect your joints. Respect your limits. And above all, treat recovery as part of the journey, not an afterthought. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 dangers felt closest to your own experience? Have you noticed your knees aching, or maybe fatigue creeping in after a long walk? Share your answer in the comments by dropping a number 1 through 5, and let's see how many of us are walking through the same struggles together. If this video gave you even one new insight, please hit like, share it with a friend who needs this reminder, and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss the next conversation. Because the next video will uncover something just as important, one of those quiet daily habits most people overlook, but that could make the difference between years of vitality and years of regret. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves care, not punishment. So let's walk smart, live stronger, and stay steady together.